There was a certain servant that none of the other servants understood why he received such special attention. Why did the king like him so much? He was rude, he was cruel, and he wasn't even good at his job. He didn't clean like the others, he wasn't punctual like the other servants. And yet, the king always seemed to give him extra rewards, extra pay, and no one understood. And one day after hours, when all the servants were getting ready to leave, they heard in the background, they heard coming from the king's private chambers, some beautiful music, a violin that entranced everyone. And all the servants stopped and listened, and it was gorgeous. And after a few minutes, it finished. The door opened, and who walked out? That servant. Then they understood. The king loved that servant because he had such a beautiful musical talent. And therefore the king was willing to tolerate his rudeness, his lateness, his lack of good work, because once a day he would go into the king and play music like no one else. But one day the servant showed up a little bit too late, was a bit too rude, and some of the other servants just had enough. He wasn't doing anything, and they got into a brawl, and one of them took out his right arm. And then the days after that, as he was walking around in a cast, he was even more rude, and he did even less of a job. And eventually, he made the terrible mistake of saying something to the prince. And he started yelling at the prince. And the prince said, "You're going to yell at me? My father's going to have your head." And within a few moments, the guards came and took him away, whisked him into the king. And the king heard, and the king said, "Off with him!" And the guard didn't understand, and the servant started screaming, "But what do you mean? This is not the first time. Don't you remember the music I play? Why are you punishing me? Remember the music." The king said, "But the music was a thing of the past. Your arm is in a cast. You're never going to be able to play again. There's no need for you anymore. I'm not going to be tolerant anymore. Guards, be done with him." There are certain actions that we do that are to the words and ears and eyes of the figurative of God that mean more than anything else. In a world of temptation, in a world of sin, in a world where everything is so difficult, our Rabbeim have taught us that our actions are worth so much. When one is posed with a temptation, and instead of succumbing, he looks the other way, that is the most beautiful of music to the ears of God. And it is for that reason that even in our lowly generation, that God willing, the Mashiach will come. That even in this generation, Hashem forgives us for all our sins. That even in where we are right now, even we don't daven so well, we don't have so many chasadim, and maybe our Torah isn't so great. But Hashem says, you live in a world of sin, you live in a world of temptation, and you don't succumb. And even when you succumb, but you fight back, and you try harder, and then next time you'll be a little bit better. Such music I cannot get anywhere else in the world, and therefore I'll be tolerant. But we have to be careful. We don't want the day to come where we don't play that music anymore. We don't want the day to come that we fall and we just give in. That we say, I can't do it anymore. The day that unfortunately the arm will break and we won't be able to play the violin anymore. We won't be able to provide that beautiful music to the ears of God. Because who knows what could happen. So we have to just be so very careful to always be fighting, always be trying to get back up. Because that is music that of the likes has never been heard. Because just like the temptations are so great, so too is the overcoming of those temptations. And that is the most wonderful nachas ruach, the most wonderful music to the ears of God. And we always have to just make sure to keep on providing such a beautiful, beautiful music to the ears of the Creator of the world.
Thank you for listening to the Guard Your Eyes Daily Chizuk broadcast. Pass them on to your friends and help spread Kedusha in the world.